College football fans, we are back with a part two of breaking down the juggernaut of college football they call the SEC. We are going into the middle of this conference. Yesterday, we released our top four, bottom four, kind of broke those teams down. Today is going to be the middle, like I was saying. Obviously, from potential title contenders to breakout stars, a lot of sleeper teams, tons of sleeper teams. Maybe even some coaching shakeups. Yeah, I don't know. Not really much else to kind of break down. We kind of did everything that we needed to yesterday. So we're going to go right in. And again, basically, we are ranking, I guess you could call it in a way, our teams of the conference. And then we argue. No Dylan tonight. Dylan is occupied, but we only need two. So we're good. We'll be all right. You want me to go first, or you want to? I feel like we kind of have the same right here. I wouldn't be surprised. This first one wouldn't.
Whatever you have on your screen is not what I have on mine. More than likely. I did some flip-flopping today.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm going first?
Go for it.
All right. So...
Please say it. Please say it.
So my fifth best team in the SEC is Texas A&M.
That's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Okay. That's not the same as mine, but all right.
Reason being, well, a couple reasons. So last year, 8-5, 5-3 in conference. They're seventh in returning production this year. Obviously bring back Marcel Reed, who was okay. Hey, first in QBR and among freshmen in the SEC. But I mean, the reason this team is the fifth best team isn't because of Marcel Reed. It's not his arm, at least. His legs are a big reason why. I'd also say that them having probably the best running back room in the country with Moss, Amari Daniels, Ruben Owens, Marcel Reed all running together. Colin Klein, offensive coordinator again for the second year after coming from Kansas State. Should help this offense a little bit more. And then the two transfer receivers they got in KC Concepcion from NC State and Mario Craver from Mississippi State.
I still can't believe how many teams miss out on KC.
Hey, that's that oil money, baby.
That's true.
Pick up some tight end transfers, and then it's Mike Elko with his defense, which we know is going to be really good. Mm-hmm. But they do have to shore up big plays. Bring a lot back, but explosive plays were a big problem last year, and pass rush, surprisingly, was not very good. So some questions from Texas A&M, but I think just bringing a ton back. Elko's second year, top 10 recruiting, top 10 transfer, plus a second year starting quarterback. And a schedule that's tough, but I like the home games. So my fifth best team is the Aggies this year.
It's a valid market. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a lot. The readings that I've done, everybody's had like A&M in the same bracket as teams like South Carolina or Missouri or Florida. And I'm just like, I don't think they're that much better. But I do think they are in the same bracket as like teams maybe as like Ole Miss or Tennessee. Like I think they do just as well. I don't necessarily think that they do better. It's kind of hard to do better when they don't really play each other in a way, and they kind of all have a very different conference schedule. But yeah, my fifth. This is so hard because I've really flip-flopped and I've looked into it a ton, and I think that I've kind of came to grips with it. And at first, I thought it was nuts. At this point, I quite frankly don't think it is. I will take Austin Simmons in the Ole Miss Rebels as my fifth best. I project nine wins on this schedule, if I'm going to be real. On one of those hands, I kind of think I don't really hate. I don't hate them missing the playoff last year, but I but they lost a lot of close games last year, like a lot, and they were basically on the opposite end of like the Vandy train, like very unlucky in a way. But if you look at numbers standpoint, I mean, they were really, really good last year. Like really best offense that they've probably ever had, best defenses that they've arguably ever had. Um, they were literally this close from a playoff appearance, and obviously they blew a chance to get into not only the conference championship but obviously the playoff.
Those darn Kentucky Wildcats.
I don't necessarily see my one concern, especially with this offense, is like I think we've kind of already, I don't want to say hit on, but we've kind of glazed over the offense a little bit enough. We've already talked about Simmons. We've already talked about the running back room, the wide receiver room. However, I don't really see a ton of improvement. I don't want to call it improvement. I don't want to see any whole like vertical leap in the line in the O line. There's not a lot of stars going there in my opinion. No. The most important player on the offense isn't even a transfer though. He signed. Did he sign? How many QBs did he get? Because
4.
Yeah, that's insane.
No, 3. Sorry.
Okay, either way. Like one was like from Division 2, I think.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's just that's ridiculous. Yeah, like I said, Golding's defense incredible last year. They were they top 10? They were top 5, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of SP plus. I think
I have them 9th.
Okay, I know they're
so, yeah,
top 10 in like total, but yeah, 3rd in SP plus ranking in terms of that. However, they don't have a ton of returnees. But by SEC standards, I think Ole Miss's schedule is very manageable. Again, honestly, but it wasn't necessarily in the big games that hurt them last year. Like I said, like we both obviously agree with Kentucky. Florida was a pretty big game just because of strictly that they were playing at Ben Griffin. That's always a nightmare. But if Austin Simmons is clicking and the new defense doesn't necessarily fall off too bad, I'm not saying it's a playoff team, but I say like they could be just as good, pretty much. I don't really think they're going to be any better because it's really hard to top that year last year. Very hard. It's hard to believe they're a playoff team with that kind of number. It's nuts. But yeah, that is my 5th best team. That's it.
I have them 8. No, I have them 9. But this group of like.
Sorry, that was my pop gonna hit the windscreen of my mic. Sorry.
I have them 5th in the middle 8, but I think there's a tier of the top 5 and the bottom 3 within the middle 8, and I have them at the bottom. Only my specific reason is this team's so hard to even look at with Kiffin.
It really is.
We have no idea who the hell he's going to throw to, who's going to run the ball, who's playing defense. Like, we don't know. It's all going to be settled in the next 3 weeks before they play a game. I agree with you that team not being a playoff team last year is probably the best chance that it's the best chance they've had in a long time, especially with the schedule that they had.
Yeah.
All you had to do was beat Kentucky at home or beat Florida on the road when Florida was murdered by injuries.
That was an incredibly doable game. I mean, he threw I think he threw like 3 picks that game.
3 picks.
I mean, yeah, I hate it for him because I love Dart. I'm such a Dart fanatic, but yeah.
And Kiffin's offense is gonna be great.
It's a guaranteed thing every year.
Now he'll lose a game because he goes for it on 4th and 5 from his own 30 for no reason in the first quarter, but he's a great coach. He's a really good offensive mind. I think Pete Golding is one of the best defense coordinators in the SEC. So they have the coaches to do it. And they should have the players to do it. They recruit well. Now, obviously, their transfer portal classes are always good. I don't see this team being better than last year's team. So, and now they travel to Georgia. Now they travel to Oklahoma. I like their home games. LSU at home's nice.
It's another
Florida,
really good draw. Yeah,
Florida at home's nice. South Carolina at home's nice. I think 9-3 is probably like the middle.
I have their
I
win
think
total over. So yeah, I mean, like I said,
I,
8 or 9 is very doable here.
yeah, 10's possible,
Even yeah, it's not an insane reach. No,
but also 8's possible.
in the
If you
SEC, yeah, I mean that's yeah.
But yeah, we've talked about Austin Simmons is a dude. He's going to be really good. He's going to go through freshman pains, obviously, but his arm is so talented that he's also going. He may win them a game that we're not expecting, like at Georgia or LSU at home, like one of those.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be like a leader type guy, whatever the locker room dude, whatever. But I
Yeah,
mean, he's gonna be a playmaker. Yeah,
it seems like a slight rebuilding year, like a retooling year.
that's why I said like, I don't think they necessarily decrease in value as a team as a whole. Like if anything, it's a very lateral movement. I don't really think that they can improve after last year,
Yeah,
other than win the games that you're supposed to win.
agreed.
That's about as simple as you can kind of put it.
Yeah, I think 9-3. I
Yeah,
think your top half of the SEC probably.
I like it. I was talking to Patty about that too. Yeah, we're all in. We're all in. But okay. I even took him. I think I did. Did I take him? I think I took him to win the SEC at like 7 something. Did I go over that already? I might have.
700? No, you didn't. Or you might have in the futures with the over.
Yeah, I did. I did. All right. Anyways, whatever. That's the 5th. Go with your 6th.
Dude, you know how gross it is that I am ranking Tennessee's three biggest rivals ahead of Tennessee this year?
Okay.
My sixth best team is Florida, if no one understood the reference. I'm sure most of you did. 8-5 last year, 4-4. Basically down the stretch saved Billy Napier's head coaching status, and most of that was because of DJ Lagway absolutely breaking out after Graham Mertz got hurt, and then after Lagway got hurt, pretty much. This team easily could have been 8-4 in the regular season if Lagway doesn't get hurt. They were beating Georgia by 17, and then Lagway dies. So they've shown that they can play with the top half of the SEC. They almost beat Georgia, beat LSU, beat Ole Miss. I really like what's coming back for this team. DJ Lagway, year 2. I really like Jaden Baugh as the running back. They also bring back they also bring in Jacoby Jackson, who rushed for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. And then this wide receiver room, if healthy, could be really good. J. Michael Sturdivant, who's coming over from UCLA, has had over 1,600 yards in his career. Eugene Wilson's coming back after a bunch of injuries.
He's got a lot of familiar guys, familiar weapons around.
A lot of familiar weapons, and it comes down to health. I mean, they were killed in the injury luck last year. And then offensive line was middle of the pack last year, but they bring back a ton on both sides of the lines of scrimmage. I could see that jumping into top 30. And then I really liked what he did, demoting Austin Armstrong and bringing in a different defensive coordinator.
That was massive.
They were number 1 most improved defense in the SEC last year. Keep most of their guys. And so I just think this team is going to be able to pick some teams off this year. I think these home
schedule
games
that they have, they're definitely going to make some noise. They're going to be some spoiler team.
I'm not saying that this team is going to go 10-2 or anything, and I actually think the start of the season is going to be pretty tough. At LSU in week 3, at Miami week 4, then you have a bye. I think after that bye, Texas at home, huge game. Then you're at A&M. You've got Georgia on your neutral site, and then Ole Miss, UT, FSU, all home games to end the year. I think. Is that right?
7 projected top
Yeah.
15 teams.
Are they the 7th?
Probably.
I think they're the 7th. I think they were 15.
That's nuts to me. It's hard. I mean, it sucks because we talked about this person. Like we're both really high on this team. Like we both love Lagway. We love the guys that he's got around him. The only thing that is literally keeping me from saying, yeah, you know what, screw it, let's do it, let's bet this team the entire year, is literally the schedule.
The schedule sucks.
That's literally it. But like the talent clearly there, and yeah, like we said, like they're gonna play spoiler in multiple games, and I wish I had them higher, but I don't. But
and like if they went 9-3 with the losses being like really good losses, there's a chance they're like top 15 still.
Easily, yeah. Granted, it's only his 4th year, so I'm hoping that there is some sort of improvement. It just kind of sucks that they can't really stick with.
I mean, it's going to be next year,
right? Yeah. If anything, it's got to be if they keep the people.
Yeah, if Lagway will stay as long as Billy doesn't get fired.
I don't know if college football 26 dude's transferring to freaking Ohio State every single dynasty I'm in.
He transferred to Georgia in my dynasty.
That's insane.
Who's your 6th?
Well, that's funny you ask, because I think we're kind of flip-flopped here. I have Tennessee.
Whoa.
I can't tell if it's like happy or not. No, and it's fun because like we were talking about we've been talking about the SEC for weeks now, about like, God, we're filming this episode 1. God, I cannot wait for SEC's breakdown. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not really high on Aguilar. I'm not really high on the Vols this year. And then did a little bit more.
You literally did say that in the first episode.
Yeah, I did a little bit more, and I kind of thought through myself a little bit more. And yeah, now we're here. This team specifically, I think, is definitely going to be defense first, as we pretty much know that. Banks has an insane rotation. A decent amount of returnees, I would say.
Defensively, yeah.
One of the best ends in the country, Joshua Joseph's easily. Massive leading tackler returns, Arian Carter. And all 4, or is it all 4? We're starting DBs, yeah.
Yeah, all 4.
McCoy, and yeah, it's just
technically yes.
Yeah. I know his ACL tear is kind of up in the air, but as of now, I will count it as yes.
They're saying September-ish.
Okay, well,
it's looking like Georgia week 3 is
be ideal.
Coming back.
That would be ideal. I don't think they're going to be at their best until he's back in. But they remained decently healthy last year. They were 6th in lineup stability. And quite frankly, really pretty good in offensive efficiency and explosiveness, which they were still solid. But the big plays definitely vanished. That's got to change this year, I think. And opponents, that's the only problem, is that the conference opponents specifically, I think they're starting to adjust to this high tempo. I don't know what else you want to call it, but I don't want to say they're familiar because they're not, but they've kind of came to grips, and they've just adjusted really good. You have guys like Brazil coming back. You have big tight end coming back, Kittelman. He was hurt this spring, though. I don't know the status on him, but
he's they're working him back up. He'll be good to go probably 2 weeks.
And there you go then. Yeah. Obviously the QB drama that we've already went through over like maybe 3 times. It's just kind of the only, like they said, the question obviously is in the offense, and it's hard because you're learning a third offense in pretty much less than a year if you're Aguilar at that point. You know what I mean? That's not easy, and it's not just another offense. This is an SEC highly touted program that has been in contention, has been in the playoff last year, and then you show up, group of five guy, veteran group of five guy, mind you, and then you're just like, okay, yeah, I think I can take the reins of this. And just like, and a lot of people, that's the only problem that I have with college football fans today is just like, because he's a group of five quarterback just means that he's going to ultimately suck in the SEC. That is not true. That stigma has got to yeah, it means nothing no matter where you're at, clearly. Because quite frankly, Gio Lopez very well could be one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC this year, honestly. Who knows? I don't know. But in terms of Tennessee, obviously, and Aguilar, I think this team could end up with their best defense, but also their worst offense in the Heupel era, and they have to be really careful. So it's either boom or bust. I'm praying on boom because I want them to do well still. I think the sport is definitely more enjoyable when they are fun. And these next three were extremely hard to rank because I don't necessarily think one's astronomically better than the other. I don't think the gap from Florida to Tennessee or A&M to Tennessee is insanely large. But like I said, that's kind of where I stand in terms of a overall ranking.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and continue this Tennessee. I have Tennessee 8, which hit it again, please.
It's like the third time today. This is bad.
I have Tennessee 8, so A&M, Florida, next team, Tennessee. You went over it. Ton of questions offensively, defensively, they should be really good. Some things that I was looking at before we started recording. So in 2022, back when they almost made the playoff with Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, Jalen Wright, all those guys, they had 53 plays of 30-plus yards. In 2023 and 2024, they combined for 52. So they still have not even gotten to that many in 2 years.
Right.
The 2022 team scored touchdowns on 80% of their red zone trips. 2023 was 51%. 2024 was 61%. And Nico turned in the worst stat line of any Heupel quarterback in Heupel's coaching career.
It's so disappointing after how highly rated he was.
He was even worse against FBS winning teams, which was in 6 games last year. 85th in QB rating, 88th in yards per attempt, 80th in completion percentage, and only 5 touchdowns.
Ouchies.
You don't yeah, of course they were terrible last year against good teams. They couldn't throw the ball. Mm-hmm. They had the best running back in the SEC and still couldn't throw the ball. So I'm not even asking. I don't think Tennessee's asking Joey Aguilar or Jake Mergelinger or George McIntyre to even be Hendon Hooker. They're asking them to be there. Here's Hendon Hooker. Here's Joe, or here's Nico. Let's be in the middle there. If you're in the middle, your offense is fine.
Just get the ball to the guys.
Yeah, you have to get the ball to the guys.
It's simple.
There were dudes running wide open down the field last year. It was just Nico couldn't hit them. Right. So if they can hit them, this offense will be closer to 2022 than 2024. So that's the potential that you have there, even with a new quarterback. And that's why I think, I rank Tennessee lower, but I think you could see Tennessee be better, especially with this schedule.
Very manageable.
If they're hitting on deep balls, Georgia in week 3, Bama in week 8, Oklahoma at home in week 10, at Florida in week 13. Those 4 games are your barometers this year. If you go 2-2 in those games, you're probably a playoff team. If you go 1-3, you hit your win total and you're still a good team. But yeah.
It's an argument. I don't even think it's really an argument. That's why I said it's just super hard to rank these next 3 spots in a way.
I think the top 5's hard.
The talent gap is just not. It's not even far at all. It's if anything, it's a 1A, B, C, D. It's not
pretty much. I agree.
That's how I thought about them in Tennessee or A&M in Tennessee because I just could not pick at all.
Yeah. I flip-flopped this morning because I had Ole Miss above Florida. I had Tennessee last originally.
Oh.
and then flipped it this morning because my seventh team or third team today is it's Oklahoma.
See, I like that though. I do.
Is that your eighth team or seventh team? What is that?
No.
Seventh team?
Well, yeah, Tennessee A&M.
Oh, you got A&M.
But no, they are not they are not.
I just like this team.
Actually have them actually quite below the mark more than I thought
Really?
I would. More than I thought I would. I do like them. I still do like them, but I just I don't know. It's hard to get there.
I mean, it was such a bad year last year, and Jackson Arnold, 5-star, comes in, and there's this huge. I mean, they won 10 games 2 years ago, and then there's this huge making the playoff last year. The defense is elite. Offense looks good. The wide receivers are good, and then everything just goes very wrong. I mean, every wide receiver on the roster gets hurt. The whole offensive line gets hurt. Jackson Arnold turns into a pumpkin to no fault of his own, really. I mean, it's hard to throw to a walk-on when you're playing SEC defenses every week. I just really like the Mateer Arbuckle, and I know everyone's talking about it.
Right.
We're not the only podcast to talk about these two. I think the biggest addition, though, is Jaden Ott. Like, as much as I like, I like Mateer, I like Arbuckle. I think they're going to make this offense a lot better. But them being able to run the ball,
that backfield is going to be nuts.
Like, they couldn't run the ball last year,
right?
And Jaden Ott comes in. He was rushed for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns in 2 years.
It's like, okay.
And now he gets to be behind an offensive line that should be a lot better than it was last year. The defense is going to be elite. Like, this schedule's tough, but I think Oklahoma and Florida are so much alike that I couldn't separate them. I had to put them together.
Fair. Yeah.
I think they're playing spoiler this year. I think there's a chance at 10 wins. There's a chance at 7. So I put them in the middle.
Yeah.
I'll put them 8-4, 9-3. But this is the year for Oklahoma when it comes to this talent level, because this team is older. So we'll see. But I'm higher on them, and I mean, I even have them beating Tennessee at home. So
I don't, like I said, it's not an insane take. I'm big on Mateer, big on Ott. Like it's not stupid. You're gonna really hate me though for who I'm about to put above that. Because I do have Carolina behind A&M. Therefore, granted, I only project them around at 7 wins. And then obviously last year, 3-3 start, you win 6 in a row, you get the Heisman hopeful of Sellers, and then it's just like this team could be legit, and then Beamer's all over the map again, and that either charges this team into, oh my god, this is a 10-win team, or oh my god, we're back to 500.
they do.
That's literally it. From a pure like entertainment standpoint, this team was insanely fun. And Sellers, obviously the hype is there. But he took a lot of sacks. Wasn't very high on the QBR market. But dude's a walking highlight reel. Just watch the Clemson game. He has really good plays. You have to admit that.
No, he's awesome.
Okay.
I'm not shaking my head and saying no.
Okay.
I'm shaking my head and unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he won the game against Clemson last year. That was, and just obviously, if he's consistent, if that offense is consistent, it's very scary. The rest of the team, however, is completely going under severe construction. They lost Rocket Sanders. They lost Joshua Simon. The entirety of the interior O-line And then the defense lost its entire front six outside of Dylan Stewart, which, granted, that's the greatest
Who is the
returning
best edge rusher?
Yeah, that's the greatest returning kid ever had, easily. But he's the only guy there that's like, relative to high end draft prospect kind of esque, I should say. Secondary is very young. They're aggressive, but they are very error prone, and they can get burnt by pretty much anybody. But they do return 5 of their best 7 statistically, and they do have some transfer running backs that make me kind of, I don't want to say hesitant, hopeful. I would say hopeful. And then the offensive line, like I said, they lost their interior guys, but they've got to be big. They got to come through. And the receiving core, they're not very proven at all. Harbor's got to stay healthy for one. Quite frankly, I don't even think he's the number 1 guy anymore this year. His frame is unbelievable.
He's just an athlete.
He's unbelievable. And obviously he was slightly more consistent in terms of gameplay later in the year. But he's been more of an athlete than I think a wide receiver at this point. And after somewhat of a decent, manageable start, they're going to play, similar to Florida, 7 of the top 20 teams in its final 9 games. So Beaver Ball obviously does not start until mid-October. So this is going to be one of the funnest rides of the college football season that you could ask for if you're a Gamecock fan. It's going to either break them through and give them a legitimate run at a playoff berth, or it's going to completely burst into flames and we're going to scream that Jake was right, we're a year early. I don't necessarily think that they are the playoff team, but I do think they're better than teams like Missouri. I do think they are better than Florida this year, given their schedule. I do think they're slightly better than Oklahoma. And God forbid, they better be better than Auburn. So it's like I don't really know where else to put them after that. After that, so that's what I'll say about that one.
South Carolina fans, turn your ears off.
Oh no.
Look, Sellers was really good to end the year, which I think does extremely help this year because they have nothing else from a weapon standpoint. But like this offensive line was so bad. 129th out of 136 teams last year. 41 sacks, 12% of pass plays. Their top linemen are gone. Like you said, the secondary is really young, but also really unproven. And I feel like last year was kind of just they hit their stride at the right time, which I think they could do again this year. It's possible. The schedule is just really brutal. Like you said, a lot like Florida's, a lot like Oklahoma's. Someone has to have these brutal schedules. But like going at LSU, Oklahoma at home, Bama at home, at Ole Miss in a 4-week stretch, they could go 0-4.
Right. Very well.
I think this team is good. I think that they could be, a top 8 team in the SEC. I just, with all these questions, I have them last at 12th. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have them 12th.
Oh my God.
The schedule's tough. Like, tell me they are for sure wins. Vandy?
None of them are for sure wins.
Vandy? And
yes.
Maybe.
Dude.
Okay, Vandy's a win. Fine. Vandy.
After yesterday's episode, I'm not doing this again.
Vandy and your 2 non-cons are wins, that your easy ones that you have. Virginia Tech neutral site, it's not a joke. Like, Virginia Tech's not a bad
Where
team.
is that game?
It's neutral site.
I know, but
I want to is it Charlotte? I don't know. Or no, it's Atlanta, I think.
I was gonna say I thought it was somewhere south.
I think it's Atlanta.
Okay, I don't hate that. I mean, granted, they're gonna have
I mean, they're playing
advantage, but
they're playing one, two. They're playing 3 top 10 teams, and that's not including like at A&M, at Ole Miss.
right.
I think they go 6-6 or 7-5. Wow. I could see them going 9-3. Jeez. I can also see them going 5-7.
Okay.
I just think there's a super wide range, and if you have that range, it's just hard to rank you above teams that where I feel like we have the floor is really low, but the ceiling's really high.
Right.
Whereas like these other teams that we have, I think the floor is higher, but the ceiling could be lower, kind of thing.
I get them. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I do. I do.
All right, next team.
Well, what are we at right now? Because that was
your eighth. No, 8th. So you're 9th.
Okay. Let me see here, because you know what? Screw it. No, let's do it. Give me drink.
Wow.
Better than Florida. I like that. I like this team. I think they're a very slept on team this year. One of the most slept on teams in the conference this year. If they had all these crazy things going for them 2 years ago in 2023, where it was like a miracle season. 2024, slight decrease in improvement. And then what were they, 10-1, 2023?
2023, they went 10-2, I think. I don't know. I'll double check that.
I don't know. But if on paper, this team is a top 25 team again, with good QB play from Bo, Penn State transfer, sneaky talented. Schedule's very friendly, I think, in terms of SEC talk, but no one wins 90% of their close games forever, obviously, like they have been. Drink added a transfer for just about every single starter on this team.
That sounds like him.
So he went and got Bo. He went and got Sam Horn, and he's like, surely one of these guys fills Brady Cook. It's just like I don't know. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, it's got to be Bo, right? But
I don't see it being anyone other than Bo.
Yeah. Added a very, very talented group of 5 running back from Louisiana Monroe, Ahmad Hardy, stud, among 32 backs.
Fun belt
plus carry all the time, all day. Hardy was 6th in yards per carry after contact and 1st in missed tackles. Meanwhile, he was also a freshman. So
that's pretty good.
You lose your 2 best receivers, but they did get decently, somewhat talented pass catchers from Mississippi State. Kevin Coleman, who is a 900-yard pass catcher. Xavier Lloyd from Illinois State, another 900-yard pass catcher. And 5 of the top 7 linemen are now gone. So in come 5 transfers. They got a guy from West Virginia who's supposed to be really good. But they have a lot of starting experience on the offensive side, but most of it came from outside Missouri. And that's okay. As I said, that's the game now. So whatever.
That's what Kiffin does.
On the defensive side, I think they look somewhat pretty comfortable. I'm not going to lie. 3 straight years, even from like their best season in 23, they've been consistently really good. To their previous standard, I should say. I shouldn't say like jaw dropping, like top 10 defense, whatever. But they've been top 25
10 the last 3 years.
Were they top 10?
Top 20 the last 3 years.
Okay, I was going to say. I was like, whoa. They were the number 5 ranked defense on 3rd down. They did lose Johnny Walker on the edge, which does hurt significantly. However, Zion Young returns. Um, Damon Wilson from Georgia's coming in here. Offers a ton of big boy power there. And if the rush is good, secondary should be very, if not better. 5 of last year's top 6 defenders, Dalen Carnell, added a guy from UNLV. The defense should be fine. Like I said, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the offense yet again. Like I said, the offense's main job here is just going to be control the ball, avoid turnovers and easy mistakes, and just keep control of the game and let your defense do their job to get you the ball back. Essentially, run the clock, time possession, be able to run the ball well. Yeah, like I said, that's pretty much their close game cooking or strategy that they've pretty much come to pretty much adapt at this point. It seems like because that's all they do is play in close games now. It feels like, which is not a problem because Drink somehow manages to win these games. So
yeah, I had him 10th, so I had him one spot lower than you. I mean, I'm the one with their over win total, so I'm definitely higher on. I wouldn't say higher on this team. This team is going to be more than likely statistically worse than they were last year, but I think with their schedule, will still win 8 or 9 games because the schedule is not bad. Kansas week 2 in that Kansas in week 2 at home in the rivalry game. South Carolina at home week 4. You have a bye week before Bama comes to town. You're at Auburn. That's not the worst. At least if it's not at night. At Vandy, that's not a road game. A&M at home. Like your toughest road game really is at Oklahoma, and that's at the end of the year. And at Arkansas, this is the last game of the year. Like it's hard to see like a ton of losses off the gate. I agree with you. The offense was bad last year, but I think a lot of that was injuries. I think if they could stay healthy and just have some,
they can make noise. Yeah.
Yeah, like they need to stay healthy. Prbula obviously has to live up to some of the hype. I wonder if this team kind of, like you said, tries to run the ball, kind of tries to bleed a little bit of clock. We might see some 24-20 games a little bit.
That's the thing. Drink's offenses has just been so hit or miss with that kind of stuff, though. So it's honestly, you really don't. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line has to be better. Offensive line was not good last year, so that has to get better. And then the defense loses a lot, and the good thing is the offenses that they play aren't like super spectacular. So I think adjusting for your schedule, I don't see this team falling below 8 wins.
I like it. Yeah, so that's our 10, right?
That was your 9, my 10.
Okay.
So your 10 is next. Which
we're like one spot off on just about like all of these, I think. Because
your next is Florida?
No.
Or Oklahoma?
I have Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oklahoma, then Florida. Just to make sure I don't scare anybody. I don't have like them too far down.
I mean, you do 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Not that that's insane. Like the 10th team in the SEC can go 9-3.
Yeah, that's literally. That's why I said it's so hard to just.
Pretty sure it happened last year.
You already hit on them. They've been bad though. We know that. The funny thing is that like. If you look at like late 90s, that was the last time that they had a 3-year record that was this bad. The very next season, they won the national championship.
Josh Heupel gang.
True. However, Venables, I am questioning him a little bit. But I like his defense a lot. Yeah. It took until pretty much last season to get them up and going, I should say. And then all of a sudden they have their best defense since early 2000s or late 2000s.
Defense was awesome.
offense completely fell apart. Like they just dragged this team down to like the freaking abyss of SEC. It felt like lack of healthy skill position players and inexperienced quarterbacks. It's the defense should be fine again. D line is loaded, and even against a schedule featuring all of these insane teams, 9 projected top 25 teams, I think the defense gives them a chance to win in majority of these games. But the offense's improvement is what's going to determine whether they can actually win a few or drop those set games. But he did bring some coordinators from Washington State, one of them being Arbuckle, which brings in his own quarterback, which I do like that idea of bringing your quarterback with the coordinator. That way they're familiar. They don't lose a ton. They don't lose a ton of momentum there. And then, like I said, if they have a guy like Deion Burke stay healthy, he could have some big numbers. Top 30 offense, I think, might get the job done. In my opinion, I think this is honestly like a top 20 team, roughly. I mean, the ridiculous schedule is going to put a ceiling on their win total, of course, but the bar for improvement isn't necessarily incredibly high. So,
yeah, I agree with Oklahoma. I already went over them. I think this team is just I just think there's a big boom or bust. I think with a lot of these teams, it's just super, like the floor is lower than normal with this middle 8 than we are used to. And there's just a ton of potential for them to jump into the top 4 like I could see 6 or 7 of these middle 8 teams potentially fighting for that 4th spot against LSU and potentially even the 3rd. So the last team we have to talk about, which you have ranked last, I'm assuming, and I have ranked second to last, is the Auburn Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
So 5-7 last year, 2-6 in conference, 21st in returning production this year. They were improved from 2023. There's no doubt about that, whether the record says it or not. QB rating in 2023 was 90th. This year or last year was 17th. Passing yards per game went from 124th to 28th. Overall offense added 80 yards per game. It was just per play production and turnovers, which really you can just put that towards Peyton Thorne. If he doesn't throw a million picks in 3 games, they go from 5-7 to 8-4. Now he's gone, which is a great thing for Auburn. I think that it helps them just getting anyone else in the room. I actually like the addition of Jackson Arnold because of the weapons that they have around him. Obviously, he'll be fighting with Deuce Knight and Ashton Daniels from Stanford. Deuce Knight, 5-star. But this wide receiver room, good.
Potential every single spot on the field, dude.
Keandre Lambert-Smith is gone, but Horatio Fields from Wake Forest was really good last year. Eric Singleton from Georgia Tech, who we really like. And then, of course, the best one, Cam Coleman, who was awesome last year. It's going to come down to, the quarterback position, in my opinion, and the offensive line. Offensive line was not very good in pass protection, but really good in the run game. So can they kind of even it out or even just bring that passing protection up? Because if they can do that, this offense could jump up to Hugh Freeze Ole Miss numbers, which I think is the big thing. I think the defense is going to be fine. They're bringing back a ton, and surprisingly, Auburn's recruiting at a high level again. So I think this team has the ability, if they're not turning the ball over, could be top 6. They also could do the exact same things they did last year and be in the bottom 6.
I'm so lost on this team that I honestly don't know. Like, part of me wants to be so in.
Me too.
Strictly because of the offense.
Me too.
It's honestly kind of sucks because I love Jordan Hare. That place is nuts. And what they brought to that place last year was just disgusting.
And the fans were in there every game.
Dude, they were, yeah, it's nuts. Freeze has been recruiting really good, though. And obviously, it could believe last year's pretty much crippling mistakes in the past. If Arnold steps up and actually is who we think he is and is that number 3 prospect, is that favorite guy. If he has some sort of urgency this year. And yeah, even if he can move, he was mobile in the Alabama game when they destroyed them.
Yeah,
Very
this was his
mobile.
best game.
Easily.
Threw for 150 yards, but he ran all over him.
Yeah. So by the end of the year, I think his awareness and like game management were just like out the window. The only issue I have with that is that that's an extremely hard to overcome and fix. But I think with Freeze runs a lot of RPO. The good thing about that is that he's going to have some favorable reads because of that wide receiver room and the amount of attention that brings.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're having a mobile quarterback with an RPO system, you practically, you're there's. I don't think there's really any. Well, I don't want to say P or O because obviously you're still going to have your guys, but they're just going to be blanketed more than likely on stuff like that. But the system's there, and he has a very heavy RPO system, so they are my last team that I have there. But yeah, I had Florida right above them, so that's how low I was on Florida, unfortunately. But yeah, I believe we can both somewhat sadly agree that they are down that far.
But like with this schedule, it's not bad.
Mm-mm.
At Baylor, week 1's a tough game, but at OU's a tough game.
In which I do have Baylor, despite how bad No, I don't.
No, you don't. You
No,
hate
I
Baylor.
don't. I've
known Baylor hater.
That's true. Yeah. I have a. Sorry about that. Yeah. No.
But like you really
action followers are just like.
Yeah, they're so confused. Like the first 6 weeks of the season, tough games at Baylor, at Oklahoma, at A&M.
Low-key gauntlet. Yeah.
But then the end half, you have Georgia, tough. But then Missouri at Vandy, and then Bama at home. And we know we know what Bama at home means.
We're back in Auburn in that game. Yeah.
We'll see.
No, come on.
Depends on who the quarterback is playing.
That's true. You know what? Give me Deuce Knight.
I'd take Deuce at that point.
No film whatsoever. Just
throw him in last game of the year.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, but I think like all these teams, they have the chance they could be 5th. They could also be 12th. It's just the floor to ceiling. It's so hard to predict.
It's this entire middle group. That's yeah.
Like this is what makes it so entertaining because almost all of them play each other. Like it's the best part. Like every week in the SEC is going to be so fun to watch, and every game matters.
I don't see how people don't see it's the best conference in football. It's unbelievable
because they haven't won the last 2 national championships. Duh.
I get that, but I mean, it's just like when a conference like that just brings so much entertainment and so much, like, I don't even know what you want to call it, just an attention to the sport. Like, it's just nuts. Like, when you think of college football, you don't immediately think of ACC or Big 12.
Yeah, I push back on best. I don't think they're the best. I think they're the deepest.
Okay.
The deepest conference.
That's fair.
I don't think anyone's the best conference.
The one who is, I think, is the best. DeBoer.
What a transition.
We should have done this part first and then into that. And
yeah. Is that your SEC champ too?
Huh?
Who's your SEC champ?
Yeah, I had Bama.
Okay. So we both have Bama. Squad right on Bama. Oh, that's right. You have them in your future.
I do. Overwin total and champ, similar to Ole Miss. But
who are they beating?
LSU.
Okay. I have Texas, so. But I mean,
It's going to be a
you
fun
could
year, dude.
you could name a second team. You could name two different teams, like Georgia Texas, Georgia LSU, Texas LSU.
There's so many combos.
I don't know.
That entire
There's a
top four could play each other, and then out of
I
nowhere you have a mix. Yeah, like Ole
I
Miss coming out
promise
of
you,
nowhere. Yeah.
I promise you, one of these teams that we just talked about could be in the top four.
Yeah. Can we get odds on that?
So, no, our own
Yeah.
is 1,000.
Uh,
So yeah, both have Bama winning the conference. You over LSU, me over Texas. I'll go run through. You want to run through the rankings again one more time?
yeah, we can do that. And then I actually, since I added a ton of SEC futures before we recorded this, I'll go through a couple of those. I don't know if you added any, but I know I added like a plethora.
I have not lately, so everything.
I kind of re-added a lot because people started diving into the futures and lines started kind of getting to where I liked, and so yeah, whatever.
Gotcha.
Let's look more.
So yeah, I'll go 1 through 16. 1 Bama, 2 is Texas, 3 is Georgia, 4 is LSU, 5 A&M, 6 Florida, 7 Oklahoma, 8 Tennessee, 9 Ole Miss, 10 Missouri, 11 Auburn, 12 South Carolina, 13 Vandy, 14 Arkansas, 15 Kentucky, and 16 is Mississippi State.
Yeah, I mean, like we weren't too far off. As bad as I thought I was. I did have
you
Bama.
Thinking Vandy's bad?
Yeah, other than that, that's fine. I had Bama 1, Georgia was 2, Texas at 3, LSU at 4, Ole Miss 5, Tennessee at 6, A&M 7, South Carolina at 8, Missouri at 9, Oklahoma 10,
Florida 11.
And let me see. What was it? Yeah, Florida 11, Auburn 12, Kentucky 13. I know you hate. Oh God, Vandy 14, Arkansas 15, Missouri State. Honestly, at that point,
It would be 16th too.
Mississippi State is 16th.
Disrespect.
It's not 9 p.m. this time, but it is what it is. Yeah, let me go through my futures list again though, real fast, briefly.
I do have 2 actually.
Obviously I took that Georgia to miss the playoff at plus 400, which I went over in part 1. Florida's win total at 6.5, juiced at minus 154. Alabama over 9.5 for minus 114. I think it's honestly a really good number.
Squad ride.
And then to win the SEC at 475. Mississippi State under 3.5 for plus 140. I think we figured out yesterday that was the play. At first it was kind of shaky. Tennessee over 8.5 for plus 130. Beautiful price. Texas over 9.5 for minus 165, and Vandy under 5.5 for minus 155.
Boo.
Sorry.
No, I like everyone but Vandy.
Yeah, I get it.
Just to add a couple, LSU to win the SEC at plus 1,000. Missouri over 7.5 plus 104. Kentucky under 4.5 at plus 120. Are my 3 that I've added.
Pretty much it for SEC, I think.
The best conference in football.
That's pretty. It's as point blank as it kind of gets. We did better than I thought. We're talking. We're gonna have to break this into like 3 different weeks, 3 episodes, all at 3 hours each.
I'm sure everyone is happy that we did not release a 2.5 hour episode that you guys had to listen
As
to.
much as I wanted to stay up till midnight last night talking about Vandy, I would have loved to, but it's okay.
No.
Next week we will have Big 12 released. It's a short week for me. I'm out, so I'm hoping to get 2 episodes out by Wednesday, I think is what we're planning for. Possibly have one out maybe over the weekend, depending on how things go. Possible Sunday episode. Could be Monday and Tuesday. And then I might upload the second one on Wednesday. So, depending on that and all of our schedules, we should have that up for Big 12. And then that'll be it for Power 4. After Power 4, which will be 2 weeks from now, technically speaking now, we pretty much have a group of 5 going over slightly a little bit. We're not going to do a deep dive like we did in Power 4s, obviously, but a list that could probably make playoffs, some dark horses, some sleepers in there. I know we have some more bold predictions. We have like matchups of the year kind of coming up. A lot of fun topics, basically, that we've kind of came up with and brainstormed on before leading up to the hype of week 0. So, and then before you know it, week 0 preview is coming so soon, and I cannot wait. We already have, I think I checked, I had like 11 bets placed from like 0 and 1 combined right now. Yeah, I have 11 right now.
11?
All of them are up in my action, though. So
I also have 11.
Oh, twins. This is so fun. We only have like 3 of the same ones, though. So we're not like all whatever.
I would never tell you.
I wouldn't.
I should just
profitable last year. Okay, I let it be known that we joke about sucking at betting, but we were both extremely profitable last year. Okay.
Check us out, though.
This is a HT breakout year, if you want to call it that, if you will. And then obviously, what's up?
We'll do our best.
We'll try, maybe. But yeah, appreciate all of you guys in the Discord. If you're not in there, best community in the world. Can't thank everybody in there enough to where we are right now. It's been an incredible ride. I have incredible news coming up. Coming weeks, this is going to be insane. I really wish I could say it now, but I can't yet.
I wish you could too.
So that'll be coming up soon. Other than that, that's SEC. So we'll see you next week. Big 12 action. Dylan should be back with us. We're going to do the top, pretty much the same layout as we did for SEC, I think, because it's such a large, vast, deep conference. So be on the lookout for that next week, and then we will see you guys then. Peace out.